Hi, Phil Schonberg, Fastpitch Power. Many of our young developing pitchers, and even a lot of our older pitchers, struggle with command in the strike zone without having to reduce speed. So, our objective as pitchers is to be able to command that strike zone with maximum speed. We never want to have to slow down in order to control our pitches. I'm going to start here with how and where command begins and where it starts to break down. And it has everything to do with your glove hand. For me, I'm a right-hand pitcher, so my glove hand is my left hand. We refer to it as the rudder that steers your ship. All of this is attached. My shoulders, my hips, everything is attached. So as one thing moves, other things will move. My objective, and let's just talk about a fastball. You're my catcher. I'm coming right at you. A fastball right down the middle of the plate is going to be determined. My ability to command that pitch with maximum speed is going to be determined by my ability to consistently establish a throw zone. We've talked about that many times. That's the power line picked up off the ground and attached to your body. A throw zone that is stable throughout the entire delivery of your pitch. If that throw zone moves, it's dumb luck as to whether or not the ball goes to where it's supposed to go. You lose command, and many pitchers who can't figure that out end up slowing down in order to gain that command. So we're going to use one of our simple drills, the second in our reach, track, fire, and drive sequence. We recently did a post on reach, track, fire, and drive. You can go back and review that. The second is load, reach, track, fire, and drive. I'm going to freeze in the reach track position, which puts me in power K and establishes a throw zone pointing at you, my catcher. So I load coming off the pitching rubber. I reach and track together. Now you will see that I have landed in perfectly balanced power K position, and look at my glove hand. I'm not wearing a glove, but I'm doing that purposely so that you can see if I were to take my glove off here and point my finger, it's going right where I want my ball to go. As a result, I have established a throw zone which is pointing right at where my ball wants to end up. From this position, my job is simple. To take my hand, and because I've established that throw zone correctly, and I've landed correctly in power K position, left foot an inch or two to the left of my right foot, my pitching hand and forearm are directly over the power line in the throw zone, and all I have to do now, my glove hand is taking me there, is to replace this hand with this one. And if I do that without my throw zone, take a look at it. Here's my throw zone pointing directly at you. If I can get down that throw zone without it moving in any way, and how can it move? I can bounce when I'm delivering my pitch. I can lean back. I can lean forward. Remember, everything is attached. So my throw zone is going to move as my body moves. The biggest culprit is rotation. The inability for me to keep my glove hand, and imagine that I'm still holding this and it's pointing at you guys. The inability of me to keep my glove hand pointing and covering my target all the while I'm delivering the pitch until I bring it down on the same line as I deliver my pitch. It looks like this. We call it glove swim. Now, if I have that throw zone pointing at you, let's look at it again. And I do that with my glove. Remember, this is attached. It's going to move. Now my throw zone's pointing over there. That's not where I want my pitch to go. So in order for me to command that 17-inch square, 43, 40, 35 feet away, I'm going to have to slow down and guide the ball. because I was not able to maintain a stable throw zone throughout the delivery of the pitch. And because I was not able to do that, I cannot command the strike zone with maximum speed. And this is the case for all pitches. Screwballs, curveballs, you set up your throw zone a little bit differently. It's shaped a little bit differently, but the concept is the same. Now, it's easier said than done correcting this problem, because very often it's a combination of one of two things or both of those two things. Either habit, which can be tough to break the older you get because it's ingrained in your muscle memory, or structural. So it's either a structural deficiency or habitual or both. Structural deficiency, not easy to correct, but it can be corrected by going in and doing the core and trunk strengthening drills you need to do to make you the best pitcher you can be. But there is another way to diagnose these problems and to deal with them and get instant feedback, and I'm going to show you that now. We've talked about it in the past, but I'm going to relate it to this particular pose, and it's called wall work. All right, here I am at a fence. This is my wall. This is not ideal. You'd want a straight, long wall, at least 35, 40 feet, and it could be a chain link fence that's straight and long. Best thing would be a long net or a gym wall. This fence happens to be a little wavy, so it's not the ideal wall to use, but I'm going to use it for demonstration purposes. Now, let's take that same scenario, and I'm going to do that drill, that load, reach, track, fire and drive drill. So here I am on the pitching rubber, and you'll notice now I have the wall literally right next to my glove hand shoulder. This is wall work 1. So I'm going to load. I'm going to reach track. And if I'm one of those pitchers who is struggling with glove swim, if I perform this drill here and I do what I normally do, I'm going to feel myself hit that wall every time I go to deliver the ball. Instant feedback. And eventually a connection will be made between my brain and my body. You better not do that. It hurts when I rotate my body quickly as I'm trying to deliver the ball. And look what happens to my hand path. Load, reach, track. Now I'm pointing at you. Throw zone, pointing at you, my catcher. I want to be here. But if my glove starts to move, look what happens to my hand. It's all attached. The wall gives you instant feedback as to whether or not you are establishing a throw zone and getting to the end of it and driving through without that throw zone breaking down. Let's look at it from the pitching hand side. I'm going to stand 2 inches away from the wall with my pitching hand shoulder. I'm going to do the same drill. And you're going to see I'm going to establish a throw zone now that's not just bounded by my body, it's also bounded by the wall. And imagine my catcher is all the way down there with his glove or her glove 2-3 inches away from the wall. So now I'm going to load, reach, track. Here I am. Here's my throw zone. Glove hand pointing at target. I want to do this. And I want to fire that ball right down that lane I've created to my catcher. If I have glove swim, if I have premature rotation, that's what's going to happen. If it's more subtle than that, if it's just a little bit of premature rotation, that ball is going to hit the fence at some point before it gets to my catcher's glove. So commanding the strike zone is simple, but it's not easy. A, you have to prepare your body to be strong enough to maintain a stable throw zone throughout the delivery of your pitch. And then you have to recondition yourself. If it's a habit, you have to recondition yourself. You have to re-ingrain in your muscle memory the correct mechanics. Best way to do that, wall work. I'm a nice guy when I'm teaching my girls, and I'll say, nice try, Sally, nice try. The wall doesn't give a crap. When you do it wrong, it's going to yell at you. It's the best friend you have. Use the wall when you're struggling with movement in your throw zone, movement of your glove in a direction other than up and down on the line where you want that ball to go, and you will be a better pitcher. I hope that this has been useful. Talk to you next time.